All right, friends, here we go. Karl Marx Capital. We're doing chapters 5 and 6 today. My reading group did, and so that's how I have my notes organized. Chapter 5 is pretty short, and it pretty much just builds on chapter 4, so this won't be too long. Chapter 5 is Contradictions in the General Formula of Capital. So there's just a few terms here. He uses the term too dear, T-O-O-D-E-A-R, a lot in this chapter. He just means expensive. When something is too dear, the price is increased, it is more expensive. So we are talking about surplus value here. Surplus value is the conversion of money into capital. So the circulation of a commodity does not create surplus value, right? The CMC is an equal exchange. Surplus value is only comes into being when it is extracted from labor power, okay? He has a quote here that I like. He says, a class that only buys and does not sell, he's talking about the capitalist class, is a class that consumes and does not produce. I like that. Okay, so we're still talking about labor power. That's what chapter 6 leads into. It is called the buying and selling of labor power. So labor power is a commodity, okay? Without the means of production, man must sell his labor power to a capitalist, right? The value of labor power is the value of means of subsistence necessary for the maintenance of a laborer, okay? So basically we're talking about wages here. Wage is the price of labor power. And according to Marx, that wage should cover not just, the work that you're doing, but it should be enough to sustain this person, this worker, not just like food to eat, but also like to take care of their family. It's hard to think about nowadays because we are very detached from that. A lot of times our wages don't cover everything we need, and that's why people have multiple jobs. That's why we are all struggling right now, right? But ideally, the value of your labor power is the value of means of subsistence, that's a hard word, necessary for the maintenance of the laborer, okay? The capitalist owns the means of production, and he pays the laborer a wage. This is a social relationship, okay? And again, he reiterates this a few times. The value of labor power is determined by labor time necessary to create this commodity plus the subsistence of the laborer, okay? Education increases the value of labor power, right? So, you go to medical school, you're gonna make more money an hour because all that education that you had to learn is increasing the value of an hour, a day, or whatever of your labor power. And that's it, right? We as workers do not own the means of production, but we own our bodies, right? We own the things that we do, we own our knowledge. And so that's what we sell to the capitalist for a wage. Cheers.